Today's lesson is alternate angles. These are Z or N-shaped. Now, if I have two lines drawn and they cut by a transversal PQ in this case, you will notice that there is a Z shape. I tried to color it in red for you. And then in green, there's also another shape. It's a Z shape. What we are saying is that between the two lines, all right, and on either side of the transversal, alternate angles are formed, which looks like a Z shape or N shape. We are also mentioning that in this example that P4 and Q7 are known as alternate angles. P3 and Q6 are alternate angles. Let's look at something that you need to remember, that if the lines are parallel, then the alternate angles will be equal. In this example here, these alternate angles are not equal because the lines are not parallel. But we're going to look at examples where the lines are parallel and the angles will become equal. Let's look at the first diagram, if you don't mind. We're looking at the first one, and here we have AB is parallel to CD. How do I know they're parallel? Because of my arrows I've drawn. Right, so there's only one set of parallel lines. We have X, Y, the transversal, cutting through. The angle X4 and Y2, if you look at their position, it looks like a Z shape. That means that angle X4 and Y2 are equal. Alternate angles, and you must mention what lines are parallel. In this case, AB is parallel to CD. Let's look at the other example. AB is parallel to CD, and there's a transversal XY. Angle X3 is equal to angle Y1. They are alternate angles. AB is parallel to CD. The other example we're looking at, we have PQ being parallel to RS, and in this example, AB is the transversal. Now, if I have to turn around, you'll see that the red is the Z, and there's also green Z. So I gave you a few examples. X2 is equal to Y1. My reason, alternate angles. PQ is parallel to RS. There's also another set of alternate angles. X3 is alternate to Y2, angle Y2. My reason, alternate angles. And please mention which lines are parallel. PQ is parallel to RS. I hope you're getting it and you're finding this easy, grade children. Let's look here. An example. We have two lines that are parallel. AB is parallel to CD and transversal cutting. And there it's forming angles. Yes. But also, if we look at these angles, I'm going to color in this. What do you see? It is a Z shape. Okay, that means, and because the lines are parallel, it means that X is equal to Z. Our reason, alternate angles. In shortened form, AB is parallel to CD. Let's move on. We're now looking at, it's not complicated, it's just more information given. We have to find the values of A, B, C, and D. A, B, C, and D. Now this involves quite a few other angles that you've learned. So hold in there, you're almost done. Let's look at what we are going to look at the first one. Now if I look at, right, I notice that this line is parallel, AB is parallel to CD. That means that there is this angle, I'll color it in. right? Can you see that back to front Z? O and N? Yes. A is equal to 140 degrees. Alternate angles AB is parallel to CD. Let's move on. Now, guys, I know that I don't have too many colors with me, but what you'll notice that we have two lines intersecting. These two lines are intersecting each other, and this angle is equal to that angle. We already mentioned that this is 140 degrees because A is alternate to 140. But if this is 140, look what's this? X shape, vertically opposite, so this would be 140 degrees. Okay, so when they are opposite each other in an X shape like that, we call them vertically opposite angles. Say it with me, vertically opposite angles. Let's go on. All right, what do we notice now? We can now look, there's another, this, right? Look here. There's many ways of finding C, but if I look here, there is another Z here. Can you see the Z I'm talking about? So it means that this is equal to this as well. C is equal to B, alternate angles. EF is parallel to GH. Let me repeat. C equals B, which is equal to 140 degrees, alternate angles. EF is parallel to GH. All right, now we got our last one to find is D. There's D up there. I'm going to just block out the rest of the angles. Can you see that AB is a straight line? These two are adjacent to each other. So therefore, D plus 140 degrees would be equal to 180 degrees. Remember we spoke about that the other day? Adjacent angles on a straight line. And then as an equation, we need to transpose the 140, so it becomes D equals to 180 degrees minus 140 degrees. D equals to 180 minus 140 is 40 degrees. And that's how we can solve and calculate different angles.